detective thrill me.
Thanks for joining us. Going a little bit into a picture that's got a sequel coming up very, very soon. Tonight's episode is on Ready or Not. But before we get to that, I've got a bunch of films I watched. I've been stag for a week. So I started watching all sorts of stuff that I really wanted to see and hadn't really had the time. So I kind of went back. So firstly, I kicked off. I had a quick look at a couple of Taylor Sheridan's films from back in the day. The first one was Wind River. Not bad, just a little slow. I think it's early in the Taylor Sheridan period.
Yeah, before he could start telling Kevin Costner, listen, mate, I'm in charge here.
It's over. Yeah. What was that, Kevin? All right, fuck off.
That was back when Taylor would be saying, hey, I wrote it like this, and someone would be saying, listen, get off the
We're
set.
going to just do it how we want, mate. Not a bad picture, just a little bit slow and a little bit, I don't know, it didn't have a lot of sort of oomph to it. But, I mean, that's kind of maybe, I think, his style, because I'm about halfway through Hell or High Water, which was more recent, which isn't bad. Again, I think he likes to take his time. He's a character guy. You know, his scripts are very character-driven, and you can kind of see that. I went back to an old favourite of mine from the 70s, Murder by Death. Fucking love that movie.
I've been meaning to watch that,
It still
actually.
fucking makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's still, including quite frankly, one of the funniest lines ever I've forgotten about. When it's the Sam Spade character, I think his name's Sam Diamond, played by Peter Falk, and his offside of the woman, she says, they do a bit of digging into the guy who's inviting them over. What was his name? Lionel Twain. And she goes, he got done for smuggling a group of rich white people across the border into Mexico to pick melons.
Very good.
But I enjoy it. There's something about it I really like, and I got shitloads out of it again this time. It's been a while too. It was on binge, Sharon. So sign up.
I better watch it before I cancel
Oh, no,
that.
you still got it, haven't you?
Yeah,
They gave you a deal you couldn't fucking
I've
resist.
watched fuck all on there, so I should have just kept my $15 in my wallet. But
You signed up for nothing.
well, now I signed up for that. Might be the second thing I watched on it.
Yes. Now, I went to a sort of an independent slasher movie on Plex called Malevolent.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you know what? It actually wasn't too badly made for a pretty cheap piece of... It's pretty fair that they haven't got a lot of money, but it's fucking slow. Jesus. I mean, it's sluggish, and it barely hits 80 minutes, if you're lucky. So I'd probably say to avoid that. But it's only one of the rare things I watched on Plex. Well, it's one of the rare things you can actually watch on Plex.
Plex isn't fucking begging you to pay $5 a month. They've just put their hands up and
Here's some
said,
shit.
you can have it for nothing.
I then watched Palm Springs, which is I guess you'd call it a romantic comedy with Andy Samberg in it.
Yeah.
Cool idea. Classic kind of Groundhog Day thing, but it's all taking place at a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So he's constantly replaying the wedding over and over again.
Can you get shit-faced and not wake up with a hangover?
Well,
that'd be fantastic.
I'd be fucking loving that. I'd get blind. The first week, it'd just be me getting blind.
Exactly.
And then I'd be like, fucking hell, I can just wake up.
Because if I wasn't in a time loop, it would take me 3 days to recover at this pace, at this current
there are
age.
big nights when I've drunk so much I thought I was in a time loop, Jared.
Yeah.
Thank God. But the second week, I wouldn't go to the wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking,
I've
where
had
is he?
enough
I don't know. He's fucking...
I've had enough of this. Well, I'm not going to the vows. I'll turn up at the...
Yeah, I'll rock up for the bar afterwards.
Yeah.
It was okay. I mean, it's kind of... There's little moments of humour, but it's not what I would call greatly funny. I guess it was probably a bit more low-key low-key Andy Samberg sort of stuff. And there are moments when you see that kind of guy from, like, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
But
not much of it.
More of a low-key angle, although there was some laughs involving him and J.K. Simmons getting on the fucking coke and shit at one point, which I thought was pretty funny. I then watched a true crime one called Conviction with Sam Rockwell and Hilary Swank.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting because the whole premise of it is that basically
it's the one where she studies to become a lawyer.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of really interesting, the way it sort of played out. I then followed up with another Sam Rockwell called 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Yep.
I like that as well. It didn't quite wrap up. Like, if you're expecting everything to wrap up neatly, you'd be disappointed. But I think, fucking rock solid cast. And it's a slow burn, but it's kind of worth the effort, I think, in my opinion. And again, because I didn't realise Sam Rockwell had won an Oscar. And I was like, well, what the fuck did he win it for? And I found this, and I was like, all right, well, I'll give this a go. Good performance. Like, the guy's a fucking great actor.
Like, I really kind of like drama, but quirky humour.
Yeah. Quirky humour. No belly laughs or anything, but I had time for it.
Did he happen to cut any dance moves?
No. He does dance at one point.
Busted out dance moves.
He's always doing it, yeah. I watched this was a bit of a rando one. I was on HBO Max.
Oh, no.
No, I was on HBO Max. I was flicking through their HBO originals.
So per viewing, that's about $8.
No, yeah. Well, I was getting my money's worth. I was trying to get my money's worth, Jared.
Yeah.
As you can see, most of these were on a multitude of different streaming platforms. So I was trying to get my money's worth for the week. It was called White Mile, and it was a true story. It was an HBO original made in 1994, and it was a true story about a group of, like, I guess you'd call them like advertising bros, go on a whitewater rafting trip as a team bonding thing. And, of course, it goes to fucking
get
shit.
Themselves right in the shit.
And some people end up dead. And it kind of, the way it kind of is structured is the whitewater rafting trip, but then the fallout from that and how that all operates. Not bad, but it's definitely TV. It's TV movie of the week type of thing. I mean, because it's HBO, it's probably had a little bit more money in it and that than the sort of stuff you'd be finding at 12 o'clock on fucking Channel 7. But it was okay. It was okay. I then did fucking 6 hours of In Search of Darkness, 1995 to 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Way too much, Jared. Like,
yeah.
I like those docos,
yes,
but I'm getting tired.
Well, it's getting to the point
it's
where
too much of a good thing.
There's no curation anymore.
Yeah.
Let's look at absolutely everything.
Yeah, and let's talk to
some of the stuff we don't need to look at.
We don't need to look at it, but also, like, you're talking about Scream, but you've barely got anyone who was in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to give you a Not Quite Hollywood is 2 hours 20, right?
Yep.
It covers a fucking breadth of stuff, but it does it in such an awesome way because it keeps the interesting anecdotes.
Yeah.
And it's got Stacey Keach, fucking Jamie Lee Curtis, Tarantino. Admittedly, yes, like Tarantino's involvement draws people to it. So it's a little bit hard to, sort of knock the In Search of Darkness guys if you haven't got that kind of pull that you could have got. But I look at something like Not Quite Hollywood, I'm just like, well, this is how you do it.
But even without talking to Tarantino, you're talking to the Steve Railsbacks of the world and that sort of things that were involved.
Hey, Steve's fucking still unhappy.
I know, he's still filthy. Getting out of the track and spending all the budget. But, I mean, I got to the point with In Search of Darkness where I was picking and choosing. I was putting a list together of things that I wanted to dip into.
Yeah.
And there was many, many films where I'm like...
And just fast forward through it.
Well, I didn't fast forward so much as... Let's just get through this. I'm not going to note it down because I don't want to watch it. Yeah. Like that sort of thing. There is a limit.
6 hours is definitely a limit, Jared.
I don't have many limits. Oh. And if you catch me at the right time, I'll watch any of that shit.
Well, if you catch me at the right time, I'll fucking tell you, I'll sit through that 6 hours again.
Yeah, but there's the thing...
But they're too long.
So Not Quite Hollywood doesn't talk about every canon film.
No.
It might show a snippet of it in a montage, but there's many canon films that he doesn't even fucking mention.
Well, again, maybe it's apples and oranges. Maybe the idea of In Search of Darkness is to really kind of dig into the whole period.
It is. It is.
But it's just, to me, it's just... Maybe they were also thinking, well, it's 6 hours, but you're on streaming, so you can do it over a number of days, which is what I did.
But they also mention, there's some that are like interesting footnotes. But if you want to sit down and fucking spend 5 minutes talking about it, well, the interest dies down.
Well, Jared, I'm not hunting out some of this shit that they showed. Like, here's an interesting footnote, some independent horror picture in the 90s. I'm like, well, I'm not interested.
Yeah. Yeah, some things are. We've hit the point where every sort of undiscovered gem is now discovered.
Yeah.
So we're going to the point of like, oh, what about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason no one watches that anymore.
Because it's shit.
So if you're a completionist, check it out. But I don't need you talking about it on a doco.
Jared, let me tell you this though. I think you're going to have a bit of time for Lou Diamond.
Oh, of course.
He's got time in this doco, and he's good.
I love the bloke.
He's a raconteur. He's an engaging guy.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. I just saw him on an Instagram clip of this young fella that's got some sort of special needs that goes and interviews people at conventions. Yeah. He can't talk. But he's got a little board that fucking works with his eyesight.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And his thing on Instagram is he loves to go to conventions and talk to, and Lou Diamond.
Fucking
loved it.
Yeah, of course he did. Lou gets where he sits.
Yeah.
In the pantheon.
I'll test him out next month.
Test him out.
He's going to be at the convention.
You know what?
Maybe attending,
you gave me the list of the people attending. Yeah. It's not a bad list.
Oh, Frankie Grillo's pulled out.
Oh, Frank's pulled out. He's got direct to streaming films.
I actually think he cited Superman 2. He said the schedule has moved up.
Frank.
Yeah.
Come on, mate.
Maybe Frank saw his autograph tokens and said,
this is not
enough.
This is not wasting my time. I then covered the last one on the list is the 2011 remake of Fright Night.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, it is.
Not actually too bad.
It's good.
It kind of overdoes the CGI, which it goes against what's kind of lovable about the original.
Yeah.
Is a lot of the practical effects and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Fucking David Tennant is killing it.
The sort of recontextualizing of David Tennant as Chris Angel
is fucking killing
great.
it.
Yeah.
He is absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Especially him and his fucking his offsider. They're constantly fucking talking shit to each other, and he at one point says, "You fucking were too late. You were late in the trick tonight." And she's like, "Well, you were early in the bedroom as usual." And he's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
But Colin Farrell is actually not a bad choice too, as Jerry. And I remember seeing it initially and thinking, oh, no, I'm not sure that really worked. Farrell really worked. But then watching it again, it's kind of, he's got the right mix of kind of like that swagger, but also the kind of angry kind of vampire when it gets going. So I thought it was all right. Acceptable.
Yeah. I recall enjoying it.
Yeah. That's it for me.
Right. So I'm going to kick off with some HBO Max as well, Adam. And you're going to titter because you have mentioned this previously in jest. I kicked off Alaskan Killer Bigfoot.
Oh, fuck yeah. Did Bigfoot do it? No. Let me guess.
No, the funny thing about this,
alert.
Look, the funny thing about this one is the backstory is legitimately fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Like it's an old fishing town that essentially they fucking abandoned because there is on record about 30 people that died, and a number of them were found with wounds that they were like, it's like an animal, but what sort of animal? And they were found in lagoons and shit like that. So there's legitimately creepy backstory, and you're listening to it and you're like, fuck, this is actually kind of a really interesting scenario that needs to be dug into a little bit.
Not by these guys.
Not by these guys. I mean, we are constantly I'm 3 episodes in, and the most interesting parts are where they're delving in, like they get a historian to sort of run them through. Here's what I found in the paper in the 1940s and that sort of. So essentially, the whole fucking town picked up and left in the 1940s because of all these people that have been killed. But the episodes are just classic sort of, someone walking along and after they've been told, oh, we're about to take a boat. You can only get to this area by boat. Oh, we're going to take a boat out. But before we leave, the elder goes, wait, I've got something to tell you. Don't go in the woods alone. That belongs to all this sort of shit. It's like, oh, fuck, here we go. So then they get there and they're like, oh, but the woods have encroached. The woods have sort of spread now closer to the shore because no one's been here living in these areas. So the rest of it is like, we're in the woods and then we hear a crack. What's that? Oh, shit, I'm too deep into the woods. I better get out of here. And all this. So you see nothing. There's no evidence. There's no nothing. It's just a collection. I mean, I'm 3 episodes in. It's 8 episodes. I can only assume.
What the fuck? It's 8 episodes?
I can only assume it's 8 episodes of blokes going,
what was that?
What was that? Shit. And the funniest one is like the first night they're in a tent. And they're like, oh, shit, there's a pin missing. Oh, but there's an old shack that we found. We found one old shack. We're going to sleep in that.
Oh,
so then, of course, in the middle of the night, oh, shit, I've heard footsteps. What's that? But nobody peeks their head out. We just sit there and fucking ask what's that for 10 minutes. But there's another portion of it where they're like,
we all just these sit people in there and soil our fucking shorts.
Pretty much. Which, look, that's probably what I'm doing in the end.
Yeah.
But I might stick my head out and just kind of, because the fucking joint was missing walls, so they just put a couple of tarps up. I'm like, well, the tarp's not helping me. I might at least stick my head out and try to confirm if anything's
I'd rather
going
be
on.
in the tent. Just stay low to the ground.
Yeah. But the funniest part is that they reference how back in those periods that people would turn up and get crook. And then one of these blokes, no joke, he's walking along the beach. Experienced woodsman, experienced outdoorsman, but he creeps just over. Oh, well, I was told not to go into the woods, but I'm just going to get in there to get a bit of firewood. So he's working with a chainsaw and then he starts going, I'm not feeling so good. Next thing you know is shots of him going, fucking vomiting. And I'm like, what am I watching here? Why do I do this to myself? Why?
Well, it said that Bigfoot was involved, Jared.
Well, yeah.
We've still got 5 more episodes.
But not only just a Bigfoot, a killer Bigfoot.
I know.
We're trying to peg these ones on him, but we don't seem to be able to fucking actually prove that he's there or not.
I mean,
and the other one that I watched...
Good luck locking the guy up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, only that he doesn't exist.
Yeah, we're locking up shadows. But the one that I also watched, I did watch this previously, and again, you will laugh because you did mention it in jest. I did watch the entirety of Bigfoot Took Her. My conclusion is Bigfoot did not take her.
Let me guess. The guy that was with her went into the woods? Is that a possibility?
My first instinct was everything's telling me this bloke did it.
Yeah, well, I caught the trailer and went, well, where'd we get Bigfoot from?
Yeah, what's the mystery? What's the mystery here? And she also lived with a very shady uncle who was possibly involved. It was like, yeah, Bigfoot didn't do it. Fucking hell. Next time my dog shits on someone's lawn, I'm going to say, well, I saw a Bigfoot. Fucking, when I came, there was
a miniature Sasquatch.
Yeah, I saw a miniature Sasquatch kind of crouched, and then he saw me and went, ooh, and fucking took off.
Yeah, he took off.
Wasn't me.
He left behind 2 footprints.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to get a couple of investigators to work on this one on the premise that Bigfoot did it, if that's how easy it is.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that does not compute.
No, doesn't. But film-wise, I did dip back into the streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Rip.
Yep.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not bad. Not bad. It was better than some of that stuff I've seen. As you said, it wasn't anything fresh.
Telegraphed from a fucking mile away what's happened.
Yeah, exactly. Love to see Scott Adkins in there just as acting. His only action, what you could say, was a brief melee. I couldn't even call it a punch on. It was a brief melee with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
The melee.
Gravy.
You only get a week for that.
I know. Yeah, you don't even get, that's just
A bit of a jumper
that's
punch.
just holdover
Grab him by the
points.
collar and shake your fists around and hope
Yeah.
you clip him on the chin or
Yeah,
something.
that's
But
right.
yeah, no, I didn't mind it. And I think it's just elevated by good performers.
Yeah, yeah.
Like everyone, I thought, obviously Damon and Affleck were pretty good. The supporting all round was pretty good. Sasha Cali was good.
Yeah.
Scott Adkins was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was reasonably strong. And obviously your mate, who's going to be in Green Lanterns.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Kyle Chandler.
Kyle Chandler, you love a bit of Chandler.
Yeah, I love Chandler.
So I checked that out. I went to the cinemas and watched Cold Storage.
Oh,
It was okay.
okay.
It was okay. I mean, you watch the preview and you pretty much know exactly what you're walking into.
Yeah, okay. I saw the preview and it didn't jump out at me.
Yeah, I mean, Neeson's doing Neeson, but now that I've seen him as Frank Drebin, this is more. It's kind of he's on the he's walking the tightrope. There's sections where he's this close to Drebin. There's sections where he's close to Taken.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an old man with a bad back who's getting back into the game because of this scenario that's gone on. So
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. I actually have plenty of time for fucking forget his name all the time. Is it Joe Keery?
Yeah.
That plays
the guy from
Stranger Things. Yeah, I've got a bit of time for him. I think he's good. So yeah, the lead performers gave you enough to come out of it and say, yeah, it was enjoyable.
Okay.
No, you're
That's
not going
fair.
to get anything. You're not going to get anything you don't expect. But yeah, it was a bit of fun.
Okay.
Not so fun. I found No Holds Barred
Oh,
on Tubi.
fuck.
And I sort of was like, I know I've seen this and I don't recall it being very good, but I better check it out because it's been a long time. Fucking hell, it is atrocious.
Is that the
It
first
might be-
WWE film?
Yes, I believe so.
Jesus Christ.
And the Hulkster, I mean, I never pegged him as an actor.
No.
This might be his worst work. He's showing more nuance in Thunder in Paradise than he was in this
far
shit.
out. If that's the bar, if Thunder in Paradise is where he's at his peak, I think we're in big trouble.
The Hulkster could just never. I mean, you look at Cena, you look at Batista, you look at The Rock. These guys could kind of give you a bit of a. They knew when it was time to have a bit of a giggle. They knew it was, but they don't sell like they do in the WWE ring.
They're acting.
Yeah, they're acting. Hulkster looks
is
just like he does.
He's
in
selling.
The ring.
He's just doing the bit from the WWE
He is.
in the films.
Yeah. And so when you kind of get to the scenes where Joan Severance is kind of looking at him, and look, I'm not saying Joan Severance is fucking Glenn Close or anything like this, but Joan Severance kind of, looks at him.
Him off the screen.
Yeah, but she's looking at him and kind of starting to develop feelings or whatever. And the Hulkster he's a fucking buffoon. Like
His version of getting feelings is to go, oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's hulking up, for want of a better term. Like,
God.
he just.
That's exactly what the ladies want too, I bet.
But there's a point. I mean, there's one part where obviously there's a few scenes in the movie that have become fodder on the internet over the years, namely where the limo driver shits himself. And like, that stuff is just appalling acting. But there's one bit where, they're supposed to be getting kind of
amorous?
Slightly. We're not sort of declothing or anything, but there's a bit of kissing going on. And he starts fucking tickling her. And I'm like, where are we going here? Like, what is happening? It's fucking terrible. It's so bad. So bad.
Oh.
And it's also in that period, the thing that makes me laugh, it's also in that period where they're portraying wrestling as real. So, yeah, this is Rip's brother. Since their parents died, they've become really close. So Hulk's walking in the ring, giving him a high five, and then giving the big, and then he's in the ring like he's actually under duress when I think it's one of Demolition, actually. One of the blokes from Demolition is playing one of the fake wrestling bad guys. But they've got it's so funny to watch when they're portraying it as like, oh shit, he's actually under the pump here.
Yeah, he's actually being hurt.
He's not.
Yeah.
I can't categorize
A very
it.
fucking ugly
I
trip down every
I
lane.
can't categorize it as anything other than a fucking awful viewing experience, Adam. Other than the couple of laughs I got, it was very awkward. It was poorly made
That's
films.
fucked up your childhood.
But even then, I don't even remember it being good in childhood.
I just remember it being around.
Yeah,
but I
it was
never.
like Carl
I don't
Urban
think I
had it.
ever.
It was there. Actually, that's disrespectful
That's
to Carl. It's like
disrespectful to
Carl
Carl.
Urban, specifically in the Bluff.
But
it was
it
there.
is pointing out to Carl, lift your game.
Yeah.
The next fucking pile of shit you get in.
I mean, the last few
think
times
so.
at the crease, Carl, you've knocked up a tiny
Yeah.
30, a quick 50.
Yeah.
But the Bluff,
Straight through the gate.
it's about a 3. You've been rolled over for a 3.
you stepped away to fucking square leg and tried to slog.
So, yeah.
Is that
Your
is that-
position in the team is under scrutiny the next time you're up.
Yeah. What the fuck? What else did you get on?
So
Anything else?
the last
Jesus
the
Christ.
last 2 I watched, which is actually one. It's one of those ones where you kind of, you spend enough time watching movies and fucking digging into them and on websites and on YouTube and whatever. You hear all the stories and whatever of films that were chopped up and remade. And I watched Payback. And so
Payback.
I was sort of
Which one's
somewhat,
Payback?
the Mel Gibson.
Oh, the Mel Gibson one.
Yeah, the Mel Gibson. So I was sort of unaware that Brian Helgeland had been allowed to fucking release his director's cut for
Oh, had he?
about 7 or 8 years after the release, because I was kind of aware that it was sort of a troubled, or that Mel had sort of jumped in and decided to save Hollywood and tell Helgeland this isn't working, brother.
Mel, I think you should sit this one out.
Yeah. So I was sort of aware that he'd recut it, but I was unaware that they call it Payback straight up.
Yeah.
And it's essentially Helgeland was allowed to come back and put his cut together and release it.
Okay, and how's his cut?
And both of them were on Tubi. So I watched both of them. Yeah, I basically watched the first one, and then the second one I sort of sped through it and watched the differences.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. I think I actually enjoyed the theatrical a little better.
Yeah.
But Helgeland's
So does
have...
Mel actually know what he's doing? Because he would have
I don't know if
recut
that's-
the
so,
theatrical
So
cut.
really what happens is they change the third act.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recall, but Chris Christopherson is in Payback.
Yes.
But in Helgeland's version, he wasn't.
Oh.
That character is essentially only heard on the phone, and it's a female in Helgeland's cut. So Gibson, that was a big part of it. Gibson went back and thought it was like, we need to put some of this in. I kind of agree with some of it.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, Helgeland's is more true to the Parker novel.
Yes.
But the big thing for me, and Helgeland's cut takes out that, you know how it's kind of got a grey tone to it?
Yes.
That's not in the director's
so
cut.
he cleans it up.
The voiceover is not in the director's cut. It
Okay.
kind of just gives you more of the we're following Porter in this one, not Parker. He's Porter in Payback. We're following Porter and kind of finding it out as it goes along. It takes some of the comedic parts of Porter out. And there's actually the scene, I don't know if you remember his wife in the original. He actually gets in a bit of he actually belts her around.
Oh.
So it sort of paints
Him in a
Porter
bad
as-
light.
It's more, Helgeland's cut is more like hard boiled.
Yeah.
Is one way I would sort of describe it. But where it falls down is the third act is sort of like, once he's dispatched the sort of people involved, we get to the third act and there's not really anyone. The third act is like the group.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of henchmen or people you haven't seen before. I actually think that doesn't work. So,
Okay. So the
that's where
theatrical
I think
cut-
that's where the theatrical it's a little bit tighter in that regard. But there was definitely things about Helgeland's that I liked. I actually think the lack of voiceover in some ways was kind of cool, although the voiceover is kind of what we sort of see as those films now. Like
Yes.
someone kind of telling us how it is. And the Shane Black sort of
Yeah.
Wahlberg version, it's more sort of fits with that sort of style of it.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to look at because they are quite different.
Okay.
There's heavy chunks of it that are the same, but even just little lines that make Porter just a sort of darker.
Okay.
I think Mel had some points in his version.
So cutting certain things maybe helped.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think that Chris Christopherson stuff. There's definitely problems. Even that one, I'm like, it's not a great movie. It's a bit of fun, but it was interesting to look back at because it was one of those ones that I was sort of not really that across.
Okay.
So being able to watch them both was kind of cool.
It's interesting because it's funny to think that how Gibson is now looked at
Yeah.
as being a bit of an arsehole.
Well, this was
back then. He would have cut all that because it didn't fit with the persona that he
Correct.
currently was.
Yeah.
So, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So we can't have him belting his missus up.
But it's funny to look back at and see, this was in 1999. But when I watched Payback the first time, there was sort of already this feeling that Mel was a little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
We're still talking about the bloke in 2020.
Fucking hell.
It's kind of like, maybe he should have gone away then.
Yes. Yeah, maybe he should have.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting one.
It was.
I
It was
wouldn't
kind
mind
of
checking
cool
that
to.
out.
It was kind of cool to see them both. So, and it was one of those things where you kind of uncover something that, one of the parts where you dig all these holes and you find all this information, but there was one spot that you missed for a while. So it was kind of fun to actually
go
get
back
a bit
to
of
all
a. Oh shit! I didn't know about this or much about this.
Well, I didn't
and
realise
dig
it was a trouble production.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realise.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting story. So it was cool to dig in.
All right, Tulsa King, Jared. Finished it off. It's not peak Tulsa King,
No,
that last 2 episodes. It's not the best stuff that they've given, but it wraps things up pretty handily.
Yep.
We bring the Dwight and his crew against the bikie gang to a head.
Yes.
To the dulcet tones of Phil Collins as we kill each other.
That's a
I
win.
thought that was cool. We kind of bring the Stacey thing to a head somewhat.
And somewhat the chicky thing as well.
Yeah, chicky thing's kind of, but it's still boiling a little bit.
Oh, it's still
in the
boiling,
background.
but we kind of we sort of light the fuse.
Well, he basically says to him, "This is my town, so you can basically fuck
which is
off."
where we thought it was kind of going to go.
And I dig that, and I dig the fact that one of the other mafia guys trades over. He says you got fucking 3 seconds to fucking decide.
Yeah, I
And he just
actually really
steps
like
across.
that.
That was cool.
He kind of just looks at him. He goes, "Yep,
Yeah, I'm coming over." And it ends on a cliffhanger, which was interesting. So overall, I really enjoyed season 1, and I'm interested to see where season 2 goes.
Yeah."
As I said, it's not the best of what they delivered. That last 2 episodes kind of, I would say 3 out of 5.
It just sort of
They were
stayed
solid.
steady. It didn't really escalate.
Yeah. The good stuff was right in the middle
Yeah.
of the season. What about Sylvester's daughter, though? She popped up again.
In the Razzies.
Well, he was in the Razzies too.
Am I vindicated?
Yeah, you
Because I said she's not very good in this. And she's,
I mean,
days later, she's not. She's won a Razzie.
Dad, I need a job.
You know,
I got nothing on the burner.
I looked at that. I looked at what she won it for.
Yeah.
That is second rate.
You
fare.
checked it out. In terms
No,
of,
I haven't watched it, but I was looking at what it was.
Oh yeah, second rate fair.
I think the number 1 on the call sheet was Stephen Dorff.
Yeah.
So
And he hasn't been number 1 on the call sheet for fucking years.
is Sylvester's clout
It's diminishing.
not really? Yeah, he's not. He's saying, "Listen, I can get you a gig on Alarum too, but if you want to get in like the Marvel universe or anything like that, I can't help you. Even though I've been in it,
Jared,
I can't help you."
You know that Taylor Sheridan is pretty hands off on Tulsa King.
Yeah,
He's not heavily involved, but he's on the phone going, "Who the fuck put her in here?"
I'm not wishing ill on the girl, but it just seems like she's not cut out for it.
Yeah, so Sylvester's daughter will be in this one.
And
I beg your pardon?
you know when this happens, you're just putting yourself out there for criticism because people look at your ability and say, "Look, I look at Stranger Things and I see Maya Hawke. I'm like, she can act a bit. She's worthwhile. Obviously, you get a leg up, but she's holding her own.
But you got a leg up. You got a leg up. But Stranger Things is not your dad's fucking show.
No, that's right. That's right.
Ethan Hawke's not in Stranger Things.
Yeah, and it might be a case where she auditions and they say, "Oh shit, this is Ethan Hawke's daughter."
Ethan Hawke's daughter.
And Thurman's daughter.
It opens doors.
It opens doors,
no doubt. But I think Sylvester's daughter's looking for work. That's the only reason she's there. And again, I don't want to kick her either because, I think we said this. Even watching their show, they seem like all right people.
Well, considering how their father acts, they seem like well-adjusted people. The girls are...
And admittedly, I got comedic humour out of. Frank's in town. He's going to stay with you guys. No, he's not.
He's not. Fucking hell. Yeah, look, they seem like reasonably well-adjusted people. Obviously, they come from privilege and they're probably well removed from normal society, especially when Uncle Frank's hanging around. But it's
no, but there's too much nepotism there because it's like Sylvester's in the show.
Yeah.
Every scene she's been in has been with Sylvester.
Yeah.
And so she's not acting with fucking Dana Delaney
that's right.
Or fucking anyone else.
Yeah. And they were probably wise to have her in a small role.
Yeah.
At least it's
and
like,
look,
okay, well, it's not The Godfather 3 where we're going to put you in a big. It's a bit part.
Yeah, that like it's not that.
Yeah.
But it's like you want to stand on your own 2 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you want to act and you're going to go out and get auditions and you're going to do the work and you're going to get work on your own off your own bat, and even if it's
you got to show a bit,
then at the very least I can give you some props and say, well, but you went and got those roles yourself. You didn't go and get your dad to give you a role.
But based on the show too, on when we watched the reality show, it was like it just sort of happened.
Yeah,
it was like she was just like, oh yeah, Dad got me, or I'm doing a little bit of a role on Tulsa King. It's like it was just sort of
was there.
It was just there. There was no sort of.
But the other problem too, Jared, is this going to be? Are you going to get more work from this? Because I don't think that's
Gunslingers is your next.
I don't
step.
think that's going to happen.
So. I don't think so. And look, I'm not saying the Razzies are the be all and end all. They're noted though. They're noted as as soon as there's like a Stallone. All right, well we're going to watch that, and we're going to. Oh, that's going to be the.
Yeah.
It's kind of in a way the Razzies are a little bit mean spirited. So it's sort of. I'm not saying that's the be all and end all, but I think it is. It's kind of indicative of the fact that she hasn't exactly impressed.
No. And again, I don't want to shoot her down. Maybe she'll improve, but do the work. Learn the craft.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking craft. It's not a place to rock up and get, I can do some acting.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. Now, if you look at the really good actors, they fucking study.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, they go method. They stump houses. They get pneumonia.
Yeah, they cobble shoes. Actually, no, that wasn't for a role. That was just general. just cobble shoes for fun. but that's the fucking nth degree.
Yeah. But you don't have to do that. But last time I checked, Tom Hanks doesn't. Tom Hanks didn't fucking isolate himself on an island for 12 months to get prepared, and he delivered good performances.
Yeah, you don't have to do it, but
he's put in.
But Daniel Day-Lewis has studied.
Yeah,
he learned to act somewhere. He did. I fucking don't know where, but he's got credibility because of that.
Yeah.
Now, you know,
I mean, if I turn up on a set,
Michael B. Jordan,
and Scarlett Stallone refuses to be called by her name and says, "I'm only going to speak in ye old English because that's the part of." I mean, if I turned up to Gunslingers and she was carrying a gun and said,
talking like it was 1885,
I'm not going to have a shower. I'm just going to bathe in a fucking horse trough.
I'm going to be like, no, it's not how it works. Like, we've got 10 days to shoot this shit. Come on, but. Like Michael B. Jordan and all those guys, so there's craft, right? And I'm not saying that she's not willing to try to do that, but I'm saying at the moment that doesn't seem to be what we have.
Yeah. But if she was going and auditioning, you're probably not getting roles on what she's showing.
And Sylvester will tell us 1,000 times. Look, she auditioned for the role and she got it fair and square. No, she didn't, Sylvester.
And if she did, whoever was casting
people should be shot.
Was sitting there watching her until Sylvester wandered over and started nudging and goes, have a look at this silly fucking looking extra over here. And fucking chuckling away. And then the casting director was kind of like, what? Oh, shit, sorry, you're hired.
Yeah, so, look, I feel like she's not at her peak.
Yeah. I'll tell you what my biggest issue with the finales were. when we we'll go into some spoilers here, but when we wrap it all up, Wild Trip was a nothing.
No, yeah.
Like I was watching it and I'm like, okay, I'm assuming he's going to go into season 2 because he's done fuck all except be a little menacing here.
Strangled that woman.
Yeah, and then I watched what happened.
But he goes out with a whimper.
He goes out with a whimper. I mean, it was kind of cool to see the shootout and whatever, but he goes out with a whimper, and then I look back and I'm like, well, when I think about like something like Breaking Bad or Sons of Anarchy or things like that, where there's competing sort of criminal elements, they develop them. They develop them for quite a long period. This guy was.
He was very, very surface level character.
Yeah.
He's a big bad in a fucking bikie gang that seems to run Tulsa.
Even Stallone's crew. When you look at it, maybe it's a product of like the 35-minute episodes rather than 45 to 60, which those shows were doing per episode, and knocking up a full season of that. It sort of was a bit of a letdown in that regard. But I am enjoying Sylvester on the screen, which I haven't done in.
Well, put it this way. He is in his element here, and it works for him.
What's going on with the Dana Delaney and Stacey Beale? Sort of. I mean, he's
punching above his weight.
He's going back and forth. He's just sort of
pick a place. Sylvester.
Because 1 minute it looks like him and Dana Delaney are vibing.
Oh, yeah.
Next thing you know,
I mean, when you told a woman you've been in prison for 25 years and she fucking doesn't recoil in horror, to me, that's a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
You can build a bond.
Yeah.
Him and Stacey Beale is more of a a plot device.
When he says, I have spent 25 years in prison and the riding jodhpurs just drop.
That's just, yeah, but you know what? First day out of the joint, I have sex with a 45-year-old. that one's stretching the friendship a little bit.
Funniest thing is, though, like, I would have been, I was kind of hoping that when they were sort of grilling Stacey Beale, she would have been just like, I was drunk. I was too embarrassed to tell everyone I slept with a 75-year-old.
Drunk. And then I let his fucking leathery old man.
Well, she approached him. That's the embarrassing part.
That's fucking embarrassment. Is he didn't even put the hard word on.
Yeah. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, the whole Wild Trip thing was a bit of a non-event.
Bit of a non-event.
I don't know if the bikie gang in general is going to still be around, but that part of it was slightly sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know if they thought they weren't going to get a second season, and we thought, shit, we better wrap this up or what.
Well, you just called a one-legged extra fucking, made derogatory remarks about
Taylor Sheridan's there going, we're going to get fucking cancelled before we get a second season.
Yeah. They're like, Taylor, there's trouble on set.
Yeah.
Don't even fucking talk to me about it.
If you're, at the end of each season, you're wrapping it up in case Stallone's fucking not coming back for the next season due to old age. You know, like,
you think they're death riding him?
Maybe.
Shit.
You said it.
Jesus, Jared, that's fucking dark. We might not have Dwight this season. Fucking hell.
I didn't put it in those words, but I was maybe that's where my thoughts.
You're fucking tippy-toeing around it.
That's where my thoughts
I
are
at least
going.
went to the fucking heart of the matter. The guy's
Okay.
80 years
Okay,
old.
Slide
Jared.
might be dead before we get another season in. So we've got to fucking work fast, guys.
They're truncating seasons into fucking like weeks.
I mean, we've already been over many times that he was laughing at that there was an old extra who was 50-something and the guy said, I've got 20 plus years on Sly. He's not wrong.
I know.
So,
I mean, like, my heart's not as big as fucking Far Lapse. It's about to explode out of my chest.
yeah, that's right. That's another factor. He's been on things that don't do well for people that get to a certain age.
Yeah. He's fucking, his arteries are just going to clog up.
I mean, if he was pumping him in like WWE wrestlers, he's fucking done quite well to get to where he's
fucking
gotten to. So, yeah, look, I'm not death riding the bloke. I'm just saying, let's have it in our minds that this is not a 20. This is not a 10-season effort.
No, if it is, I'll be fucking very surprised.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
That's everything.
That's everything.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. Here's the trailer for 2019's Ready or Not.
This bride
I can't wait to be a part of your family.
is here for the right reasons.
Your vows were beautiful.
But his family
Hide and seek.
is playing games.
Good luck.
On August 23rd,
Insane.
They think they have to kill you before sunrise.
I just saw her run.
Oh my God!
I gotta put on the game phase. She's
Ready or Not, rated R. Watch the trailer online now.
Ready or Not from 2019, directed by Matt Bellinelli Alpin and Tyler Gillette, who did Scream 6. It's produced by Bradley J. Fisher, who produced Abigail, William Sherak, who produced Suspiria, James Vanderbilt, who produced Nuremberg, and Trip Vinson, who produced San Andreas. It's written by...
Trip McNeely. Sorry.
No, not Trip McNeely. Because, yeah, that would be funnier. It was Trip McNeely. Written by Guy Busick, who wrote Abigail, and R. Christopher Murphy, who wrote Stand Against Evil. It stars Samara Weaving as Grace, Adam Brody as Daniel, Henry Cezerny as Tony, and Andy McDowell as Becky. The budget was $6 million. The box office was $57 million worldwide. Samara Weaving had to be taught how to drive, or at least how to look like she's driving. Maybe she didn't have a need for a license.
No. Get driven around LA, do you?
Possibly. All right, Jared, this is an interesting one because I think we're going to have differing opinions on this.
Yes.
I really like the first 40 minutes. Actually, I probably won't say really like, but I like the first 40 minutes. It builds some things up. It gets some a little bit of atmosphere going. It's fucking anchored by an excellent performance by Samara Weaving. But the midsection is just spinning its wheels for me. Like, it does the same thing over and over and over. It constantly makes the character seem like an idiot who talks to people like, you know these guys are trying to murder you. Stop fucking stopping and talking to people like they're going to help. Like, it shat me. After a while, I just sort of felt like we lost some of that. That second half, it sort of not ground things to a halt, but it just kind of slowed everything down. It kind of just rinse and repeat over and over. And then we finally get to the end where it perks up again. It felt like it should be a lot more fun, and it wasn't. And I went 2.5.
Oof.
Something about it just did not work for me.
Yeah, we definitely have different opinions. I'm a strong Snake Eyes.
Snake
on this
Eyes.
one.
You and Maddie.
I think there's a good humour to it all. It's a pretty straightforward premise, but like you said, we get good performances, good actors in there. I think there's a sort of strong humour in certain parts. I think there is a point where it sort of slows, but I don't think it's repetitive. I think it's almost too quick to be overly repetitive. And there's a couple of little twists or turns in there that are enough to sort of keep me interested and keep me going along with it. So, yeah, I have a lot of fun with it.
Snake Eyes.
I'm quite looking forward to the sequel. So, Snake Eyes.
I'm more interested in the sequel because she knows what she's into
Yeah.
now. So we don't have to have the whole kind of like, well, she's in shock.
We'll get into some of that stuff and where it all goes. But I think there's stuff in there that even the first time around I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this, that I probably enjoyed more this time around. So yeah.
I think I was exactly the same. I was hoping I'd enjoy it more, but I didn't. Straight out of the gate, Samara Weaving is fucking excellent.
Yeah.
She's you know what? She's fucking vastly underrated.
Yeah.
Vastly.
Yes.
I think you'll find anyone who's watched a lot of her work knows how good she is. But I'd suggest, her name isn't at the top of the list anywhere.
No.
Whereas I found she was really good in the quieter moments early, and then when the shit kicks off, she can handle it.
She's good in this stuff because there's this sort of a goofy kind of down to earth quality in the stuff at the start. But she's very much able to portray like someone that you really want to get out of this shit.
Yeah.
But also get a few laughs when required and that sort of
but
thing.
also can kick some ass if you needed it.
Yeah.
Like she's an interesting package because you don't usually get that. And she's done it in a few movies.
Yeah.
From The Babysitter to there's a couple of other ones I remember watching. One in particular where it's kind of I can't remember what it's called, but it was on Shudder. It was a bit like that work, the Belcar Experiment type of one.
Yeah, Office Uprising.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And she was really good in that too. Like, I would say she's underrated, but not in my opinion. She's fucking excellent. Like, she really is.
Yeah, it's at the point where we're sort of looking at her and going, awesome.
Yeah,
we've got a deft hand in there.
Every time I see her in a movie, I'm like,
Mayhem was the Office
that's
one.
it. Yeah,
But even something like Guns Akimbo, which I found a little too much in parts.
Yeah,
she was really good.
Yeah,
whenever she was there,
she brings something to the table, and I think that's important, and it's important for this because she's in this predominantly the whole way. The rest of the cast, very tidy.
Yeah,
good performers.
Henry Czerny plays a slimy rich bloke very well.
I didn't get a lot out of the humour, except for when he was going off like a fucking lunatic on a couple of occasions.
Yes.
And I kind of dug that he's supposed to be the guy running the show.
Yeah, he's got no idea
what he's doing. And Andy McDowell's constantly going, look, we split up and we fucking look for her. And he's having a fucking meltdown in the corner going off like a loon.
But he's so good because prior to that, he's kind of giving this air of king shit.
Yeah.
And sort of every time he talks, he's like, I'm just the shit. And then when it's all going, like he progressively just gets more and more incredulous every time you see him, which is great.
All right, she's left. Has she? Oh, fuck. He's going
I think Adam Brody's solid too. And
Adam Brody.
Underrated Aunt Helene. when you first kind of see her.
She's
you just got this fucking sour stare going, and then she kind of drops a few lines later that are good. Yeah, I think it's
a very solid cast.
It is.
Look, I like Adam Brody a lot. I think his deadpan kind of style works here.
Yeah, I have some issues with him, which I'll get to later. But I think in terms of what he's bringing you, he's
as far as acting's concerned, perfectly, very serviceable. Like you want a guy like that.
Yeah.
Opening scenes at the wedding, they build an atmosphere for you, right? You know that something's wrong.
Yep.
And that's kind of a bit of a dislike, I guess. They kind of overplay that a little bit.
You don't necessarily know. I think they maybe overplay that this is a fucking weird family.
Yeah. That's what I mean. But the weirdness actually gives you something to cling to. Because you've got the auntie fucking sitting there in the corner at the wedding just going, staring at them. Every time
with a stare that I think I've seen a few times.
Yeah, I've definitely received that on occasion. But everyone she speaks to at the wedding or in the lead up, the fucking conversation is just dripping with kind of like some sort of menace.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen, right?
Yes.
And you needed that to build that kind of weirdness. Even the locale. Like, the mansion's fucking huge. It's a McMansion.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of weird. Not
even a McMansion. It's just a fucking full on.
And then, they go into that hunting room and it's fucking got shit everywhere and it's real busy, but it's got fucking weaponry and all this kind of crap. So I think that opening salvo kind of sets a nice sort of off-kilter again sort of style where it's like we're not sure what the fuck's going to happen.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I guess trailers kind of fucks these sorts of things up because they kind of tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, you kind of get some of that as it's going along. But
Yeah.
it would be nice to kind of come into these things sometimes with a little bit of mystery about.
I mean,
where
that's
it's-
never going to happen anymore,
Exactly.
but it
No,
would be really
fuck
nice,
no.
wouldn't it?
I also think, although the premise is quite straightforward, once we get rolling, I think, like, I obviously got a few more of the laughs. I got more out of the laughs than you did. I think there's actually quite a few in there that kept the humour boiling all the way through. And there's enough thrills for me in there. I have actually heard the sequel is fucking ramped up big time in that regard.
I've kind of felt like
There was
what
room for more.
That's
There was
what I
definitely room
wanted,
for
and
more.
I didn't really get it.
Yeah.
Like-
I got it, but I could have done with more, and put it that way.
Yeah.
But the humour for me works quite well.
There are moments, from my perspective, but they were kind of like there was a little bit of like titter. I tittered a couple of times, but I didn't really get right into it other than when fucking Henry Cerny's going off like a fucking idiot.
Well, there's that. There's a few other things around that I think work quite well.
But there was also a couple of gags that just fell flat for me.
Okay.
Specific ones.
All right. What about Aunt Helene? This is my first like in a specific when in response to, oh, nice to see you. She gives it, the brown-haired niece. You continue to exist. I was like, yeah.
All right. There you go. Thanks for that.
It's good.
There was, like,
that is good.
There was a couple of titters with the family.
Yeah.
When you're first sort of meeting some of the family and you got, the fucking dude who, him and his wife clearly have no idea what the fuck they're up to. But you've got Brody's wife who's a bit more of a hard ass. Like
it's when it gets going that I get laughs out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brody's wife is just like,
She's just kind of soulless.
you don't get a lot between them.
No.
So-
I mean, it's hard to because everything's very focused on Grace. So it's hard to.
I think there's still
find
room.
that.
I think there's still room. But yeah, in the one of those things that did work between them is the humorous back and forths as we go, which I'll get into a little more.
I like the idea of the game too.
Well, the exposition dump in the games room, I think that works really well. Because,
Yeah, well, that sets the tone. That sets the scene.
well, that's
what we're
right.
doing.
And we're like 15 minutes in or less, and we basically just get the whole story right there. But the backstory is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I get a hint of, it's done in a way that you can buy because someone's there. They obviously haven't known each other very long, and Henry Zerny's giving the whole, well,
Yes.
I'm the boss here, so I'm going to tell you what we do as a family, the tradition. But I get a little bit of Hellraiser with the box,
Yes.
which I think gives you this vibe of, someone chasing a high, but everything has its price, and there's sort of deal with the devil kind of.
Yeah.
And that is all we get. And we get that throughout it. Some people are like, yeah, well, this is how it's got to go. And other people are just like, this is bullshit,
Yeah. And I appreciate that whole setup. I think the game at midnight, put the card in, something comes out.
Yeah.
Like it's fairly straightforward,
It is.
but it's a nice little hook.
Well, it's a
to have
tight, quick exposition dump. And then the reactions to the hide and seek coming out just immediately tell us it's on,
Yeah.
you know?
Because everyone's talked about how I got fucking, I got bloody chess. I got
Yes.
fucking,
yeah.
what was the other one? Old Maid. What the fuck's Old
What
Maid?
the fuck's Old Maid?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
Old Maid, by the way?
Yeah.
I think it's a card game of some kind. But
yes, it is.
it kind of sets the tone that when Hide and Seek comes out, that we're talking about something totally different.
It's on. And we, obviously we get from the bit at the start that it's few and far between.
Yes, it doesn't happen
Well,
often.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that to a
Yep.
degree.
I actually really dig when the record starts too. The old-timey sort of warped record
Yeah,
sound.
that's fine.
It's nothing again.
but it adds
a lot-
to the atmosphere again of where we are.
Yeah, it's something that's been used, but I like the slicing of weaving, thinking it's all shits and giggles, with the family fucking arming up.
Yeah, they're all getting
They're all
fucking
getting
guns and
fucking
shit.
guns
And
and
she's
stuff
like, oh.
that. Especially Aunt Helene fucking loving it.
Yeah,
She's
she
fucking
cannot
ready
wait to get involved.
Can't wait to get stuck in.
So all that takes place. I actually do like that she gets a weapon early. She realises that there's fucking trouble. which, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to work out that I'm in some real fucking shit right now.
Yeah.
She gets a gun
Yes.
and she gets a fucking thing of ammo early on. Like,
Yeah.
we're probably 45 in. We've only been playing the game for probably 10 minutes
Yeah.
on screen, so she's got a weapon. So I like that. Like, sometimes these sort of movies will, you'll spend fucking too much time arguing about, oh, fuck, am I really in trouble? Are they really going to hurt me? This type of bullshit.
Well,
She goes straight to the weapon, right?
Well, that's already, I mean, when they kill the babysitter,
yeah,
basically, that's like, yeah, you're in some shit.
yeah. So
Which I
it
think,
sets a quick tone to her that I'm in trouble and this is a survival thing now.
it sets it in motion, we're not fucking around. It's
Yeah.
I actually like the kill of the babysitter because it's a little bit of gore. And this is where I think the fucking laughs start, to be honest.
Mm.
Like the sister that shot her gives her you're going to be okay when she's missing half her face. But then Cerny, as he's fucking dragging the body out, gives it, oh shit, she was my favourite. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. Now's not the time.
But it's funny, but it sort of drives home.
It's darker humour.
Well, it drives home the callousness of the way that mega rich people look at other people. And I mean, I was watching parts of this and I couldn't stop thinking about stuff like the fucking Kardashians.
Yeah.
Like there's just this view of who you are and then who these people are. This is a normal person and she's fucking dragging her dead
They're
body out. You're
below
like,
us.
She was my favourite.
Yeah.
And then the callback not long after that when the sister that fucking shot her husband says the same thing.
She's
Just after she fucking, he goes, oh yeah, she was my favourite. And then she tries to grab the crossbow and shoots another one.
Yeah.
As they're walking out, the husband's like, oh, we'll go and get you an edible or something. And then as he's walking off screen, you just kind of hear this, just in passing, he's there going, oh, maybe we'll find the other one to clean this shit up.
That's pretty fucking low, brother.
It's pretty, but like you said, it's dark humour, but it makes you fucking despise these people, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, well, that's what they're going for, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That you need to hate these people.
Yep.
And you're supposed to get on Grace's side as soon as possible. So she gets the weapon. As I said before, Cerny's supposed to be in charge, but he loses the plot fucking very quickly, and then Andy McDowell kind of steps in on a couple of occasions to kind of like just fucking calm down.
Yep.
You just need to do this, that, and the other. So I kind of like that. It kind of changed the dynamic a little because he'd been trotting out. He was the big man on campus early.
Yeah.
But then that, as soon as it starts to go not the way he was expecting, he can't fucking deal with it.
He just folds.
Yeah, he folds and he starts fucking carrying on. So I like that. And I did like the fact that she steps into the role, kind of.
Yeah.
It was a nice little sort of changing of the role of the guard sort of thing.
Yeah.
The fucking nail through the hand.
Rough.
Ow.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ow.
Very much so.
Like that sort of shit always gets me. And it's like anything near the eyes.
Yeah.
Or near the fucking, near your Achilles.
Yes.
If someone's cutting Achilles's or this sort of shit, the nail through the hand was kind of cool because she's clinging for fucking grim death and then just goes whack.
But I mean, anytime someone gets kicked in the nuts, you are laughing your ass off.
You know why?
But eyes, Achilles.
Yeah, because they're the softer fucking places. Like, if I got like
your balls are pretty soft.
I know, but there's sack trauma, and then there's like if someone was putting a scalpel near a sack, I'd be like,
it's a bit different.
no,
I get you. And it's kind of cool because she's put in this scenario. It makes her look really fucking tough that she's climbing the ladder with one.
Yeah.
Only using one hand
whack.
And trying to pull herself up almost like a fucking like she's doing pull-ups or something like that. And then, like you said, she's got to make the call to just throw the other one over the nail. It's like,
she has to. Like, oh,
God.
Fuck.
Stop it.
Harsh.
Stop it.
Again, when Cerny finds out she's out, she's gone out. He starts fucking screaming at the. What are you doing? He's fucking pointing at the picture of his
The
father.
painting.
Like, you could have done fucking more here, couldn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Like,
But well, that's where the line delivery of the movie comes in, because he kind of goes, he says, "Here's to you, fucker, because now we're all fucking fucked." He starts losing it.
that's right. Yeah,
It's fucking
he
brilliant.
just goes off. Like, it's fucking. Oh, like that's the best bit of the movie for me. He's just going off about it and screaming and fucking demanding shit from his father.
Yeah, that was great.
Unbelievable. Like that I got a good laugh out of that. Like I got a real good laugh out of that. I actually really like the shutdown of the car
Yeah,
because it can be hard to stop a car. Like in these movies, they're always doing some fucking shit that like, oh, the car suddenly doesn't start, or
Yeah.
it's out of petrol,
and
or
it
there's
fits with the whole mega rich
yes,
family.
yes, you've
that
got
are
it. You've
using
got
that-
we've got one of those fucking
the
press your
the
buttons.
service that's essentially for safety, but
Yeah.
it's like, who are you? Like,
And the
this is
fact that she
legislative.
says the car's been listed as stolen,
"Yep,
like, so I have to disable it. That's a cool way. That's a very clever way of actually doing it. And I think that works out really nicely. Again, as soon as she gets in a car, you're probably thinking, well, fuck, you can just get out of there.
yeah, exactly."
So I appreciated the effort going into that to shut the car down. I did like when she goes to town on Andy McDowell's fucking head.
Yeah,
Like, then she looks up and her husband's there. It's like,
yeah.
oh,
But I like that he walks. Well, I like that Henry Zerny walks in and he's kind of like, "Oh yeah, we got it." And then he looks at Andy McDowell and just kind of fucking, "Oh Jesus Christ!" Like,
yeah.
that is all played well. That is all played well.
Yeah,
I think.
His fucking reactions to everything are just fucking way over the top.
But in the best way possible.
I know.
In the best way
He
possible.
gets the most laughs
I
because
don't
he's
think there's a scene in the movie where I wasn't, at least giggling at him.
I know. Even early on with
Yeah.
his fucking shtick, you kind of get a laugh out of him.
Yes.
And then he just ramps it up to fucking 200 and starts carrying on. Like, talk about 0 to 100. The guy's fucking
of
going
course,
crazy
of
5
course.
seconds in. The last thing for me, and you might have more, people exploding left and right.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
that was very,
it's like,
very much a lie.
It's like, this is what these cocks deserve.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, Zerny's not going out without blowing up, sorry. Literally and figuratively.
Literally
like,
fucking. And when
because I love it when he starts going, "I did everything right."
and the wife, and then with the 2 kids,
Yeah,
she goes,
yeah.
"Let's get out of here," and runs off. You just see and blood just comes flying back out through the door. I thought the ending was like kind of worthwhile, worthwhile.
That was a great way.
They
to finish
kind of
it.
deliver some pretty swift and nasty justice,
Yes.
which was necessary.
Yeah, definitely.
Because these people are fuckwits. Like,
Yeah.
they were just arseholes.
Yep, I definitely do have a lot more, to
Go.
add in the like section. Firstly, YouTubing how to use a crossbow while you're on the crapper. That's
Oh, that's old, mate. Yeah.
that's close to home. But other than the crossbow, that's not necessarily what I'm YouTubing. But it's
Yeah. You're on the crapper,
I'm on the
though.
crapper with YouTube.
I'm a
open.
TikTok man on the shitter. I need it short and sharp. Because, at my current rate of shits per day,
I can't believe you're on TikTok, you fucking idiot.
I need,
And TikTok is 100% making you dumber.
I know,
I've
doubt.
seen some of the stuff you watch on TikTok.
Without a doubt, I have gotten fucking dumber. There is no doubt about it.
Your entire TikTok feed is Macho Man Randy Savage.
Shit getting squashed or fucking hot balls getting dropped through things.
Plastic, preferably.
Which I don't know why I'm so interested in and so intrigued by it.
Oh, shit.
Macho Man Randy Savage, fuck. Oh, yeah. I keep getting him coming up and he's talking about how he went left and Elizabeth went right. I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to?
This is your entire TikTok feed. I love it. I love
Jesus.
it. There's a classic bit of gaslighting which reminded me a little bit of Jonathan Stryker when she goes, when Alex is trying to help her initially, and he's kind of they're kind of in those back tunnel sort of things,
Yes.
trapdoors and shit.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Your family are psycho killers, and you brought me here." And he goes, "Well, you wanted to get married."
I know, that's fucking rough, bro.
Mate, this is not my fault.
I know.
Yeah, a little bit of a chuckle
You're
there.
trying to fucking kill me.
Another one of my favourite bits of Henry Zerny, which I can't believe you didn't find amusing, was when they're they're arguing about the traditions, and they're sort of saying what you got to do and what Zerny's kind of doing. Oh, we've got to do this, and then someone else is like, oh, you're picking and choosing. That'd be right.
Yeah.
But then someone goes, what about the masks? And he just kind of goes, oh, well, that was Dad's idea. It was the 80s.
Yeah, that was Dad's. Yeah, I do remember that.
Immediately, I was like, yeah, we lived through the 80s.
Yeah.
That
Stupid
tracks.
shit was getting done in the fucking 80s.
Yeah, that definitely tracks. We hold it, but towards the end, we start to get this vibe of Alex as sort of like the chosen one, like the next sort of leader of the family.
Yeah, and they do mention that, don't they?
And Aunt Helene being the girl that was sort of suffering in the opening minutes.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice little wrinkle that just sort of keeps the things plugging along a little bit.
That Alex was...
Well, that he's kind of like the one that she is sort of looking at him, basically saying he's... I mean, you're looking at Zerny going, well, fuck, someone's got to take over.
Yeah.
And she's sort of looking at him, but he's kind of pulling away from the family. They definitely could have done more with it, but I like that they sort of try to bring that in as a wrinkle. And it sort of leads to, you get the impression that when Alex comes back into the fold that he thinks Grace killed Daniel, Adam Brody's character.
Yeah, I assumed that's what had occurred.
Yes.
I don't. It's not very well. It's not super it's not explained. Like they don't point it out.
No.
But that's what I assumed because he kind of turns back.
Yeah.
Against her.
Yes.
I'm going to assume it's because of that.
Well, he sees her killing his mother.
Yeah, and just assumes, and then finds
So
Daniel.
I think
and thinks,
that he has already found Daniel, so he thinks she did that too. That's my read on it.
Well,
and so it's kind of, look, that part was predictable, but I sort of appreciated that. All right, well, at least we're trying to play with the two kids from the start.
Well, I've got a dislike behind him and Daniel.
I've got a little bit of one, but I like that. They're trying to work with these little twists and turns as they're going, and I didn't mind that as we ended up. I thought again, it's probably banking a little bit on Samara Weaving and how she handles when he comes back in, and a little bit of the sort of acting going on in that scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like it. And
I
as
wasn't
I said,
against it.
there's still the humour in that scene. As I can't help but laugh when Henry Zerny sees Andy McDowell after he bursts in. He's like, he's like, oh, good, you got it. Oh, it just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh.
Yes, I at least appreciate some of that.
Yeah.
Whether or not I felt it worked, again, I've got some things to say about the two brothers.
So mine, it worked enough for me.
Yeah.
It worked enough. And the last thing I had was that Mr. LaBelle actually being legit, essentially like the devil, I guess we're going with.
Yeah.
I think that lands because it sort of drives home how far removed these fucking mega rich dildos actually are from reality. Like, part of me was like, oh, maybe it would have worked better if it wasn't legit because they were just kind of running with this. But I think the fact that it's real just sort of puts them in this space of they're fucking lunatics. They're on another planet. Basically.
I was okay with that.
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw it, I kind of was not real keen on the whole fucking it all coming to fruition.
Yep.
But then watching it back, I was kind of like, yeah, but it's constantly brought up throughout.
Yeah.
And
there's the board games in the family sort of
yes.
thing.
But also
I'm referencing it.
They do kind of go with the Well, it fucking didn't work now, did it? For a beat or two, you get this feeling like they're not going to go through,
Yeah.
and then poof,
Which
someone
makes them
fucking
all look
explodes.
which makes them all look like a pack of fucking morons.
Well, it's almost like
But
double.
then-
It's like double. You get double up of idiocy.
It is. It's double
Like,
dipping.
these
You
guys
all
are
look
fucking
like a pack of
stupid,
morons.
and then poof,
but then
it turns out it's
highlight-
real.
But it's like it's not real. And then Aunt Helene kind of goes on this. It is, and
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm going to kill you anyway.
Yeah, and then
We all start blowing up.
Yeah,
which
he's
is
also
fucking
exploding.
fantastic.
So
So,
it
you're
kind
right.
of-
It sort of double dips a little bit, which I think.
but that was okay
I think that holds. I
because
think that
once
works
again,
pretty well.
it shows how fucking stupid they are.
Yes.
Like
yes.
almost back to back, it shows just how dopey they are.
Yeah.
Because they don't think it happened. Then when it does actually happen, these fuckwits actually brought this shit together. Like they fucking brought this devil thing together, and it cost them their lives.
Exactly.
I think that actually
And
played out all right.
As you already mentioned, it results in just as good as a fucking comeuppance as you could could hope for.
Deserved comeuppance.
Really. Yeah.
Like actually like nasty comeuppance.
Yep.
Which you needed because they were really nasty people.
Yes. That was everything for me.
Okay. Dislikes. I just look as good as Samara Weaving was, and she was excellent. I just felt like the character there were just portions of the movie where it felt like she was stupid. She makes decisions that are stupid, and they do it repeatedly. Like I can understand the one where she runs into Adam Brody and she talks to him and tries to fucking talk him out of doing something to her. And because he's not with it. He's not with this whole game.
Yeah.
So he kind of he holds back and gives her a bit of room,
Yes.
right? But then we follow that up with the fucking random maid in the dumbwaiter. I mean, she starts talking to her and trying to fucking, trying to reason with her. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, come here.
But
Then she
that's-
ends up getting cut in half or broken
Yeah,
in
look,
half.
to
or
me,
whatever.
that's not, I don't. So the Adam Brody one, I think, tracks from what
That's
we've
fine.
sort of been set up.
You could have had that,
and there's
just left it
nowhere
there.
else to go. It's like she's in a room and he's there.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what do you do now? Like,
Unless you get
So-
something and hit him over the head with it.
but that's right. But
That
there's
was it.
nothing. There's not really anything there, and he's standing there with a gun and comes in with a demeanor of, I don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm not a huge fan of running into the last maid.
Yeah, because that
But
didn't really.
I don't think it makes the character stupid because
No,
I
but
think
then-
it's like,
But then 5 seconds later, she's out in the stables. She runs into the little boy. Mate, you can't trust any of these people. They're all trying to fucking kill you.
well, I guess the whole. So for me, the maid one is the one that I'd probably say, all right, I can see the issues with that one. I don't think that one necessarily needed to be there.
Definitely not.
But I don't think it necessarily makes her character stupid because you're in a scenario where you've seen the maids get killed. So you're like, well, they're like me. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I know, but they're going to rat you out.
No,
There's-
you
there's
don't.
there's no,
I don't
yeah.
think you do.
You do.
Well, why do you think the
Everyone
maids-
in the place is trying to fucking kill you.
Not the maids. Two of the maids have been killed.
Yeah, I know, but this is a
So why do you
survival
think-
situation.
I
Why
know,
the fuck
I
would you
understand
talk
that,
to anybody?
but where are you going to go if you've opened a dumb waiter and someone's there?
Fucking
What do you
see
do?
ya.
Yeah,
See you,
okay.
mate. I'm on my fucking skates.
Yeah, I don't think that one makes her stupid.
It's a bit the same with the kid. It's
but
like
the kid, that's where it might be pushing it a little bit, and this is maybe where you just get rid of the maid. It's because the kid, for me, it's like
well, she
this
sees
is
him as
harking back
innocent.
to the
right?
original, the opening scenes where these two kids are supposed to be the innocents, and
Yeah,
then
I
she's
know.
married one of those kids. So it's like,
I get why
that's-
they did it, but I'm just looking at it from the perspective of like maybe it's not stupid, but that's where the repetition was coming in.
there's a little bit of
There was
repetition
repetition constantly. Like
there. But
she
I
was
think the
just
fact
constant.
that the kid shoots her is actually a
That
bit
was
of a shock.
okay.
Yeah.
That was okay. The fact that he shot her
Yep.
means that he's becoming desensitized to whatever the
Yeah.
fuck they're doing.
I
and
didn't
just
have
would do
huge
it.
issues with it because it was too quick. She basically just says, "What are you doing here?" And then he goes bang.
I mean, my thing is fucking haul off and punch that little cunt in the face. Like,
Well,
without,
she did that.
No, but without even fucking talking to him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I am under the pub.
I can get
everybody
that.
is after me.
I think if that maid part doesn't happen, that or the other stuff all plays fine. Because the kid, if she sees the kid out there, like I said, it's trying to. I can see what they're doing. It's trying to harken back to the other one, and they do get the shock out of it. But I can see what you're saying. Maybe she should have just belted him, or he sees her and immediately shoots her, or something.
Or all he does is tell them where she is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we'd already had a bit of that, so they probably were trying to kind of mix it up. And also the kid being an innocent, the expectation is he's not going to hurt her.
Yeah.
Right?
But
So I get that, but he
blown up
does.
in
He
the end,
fucking does
so
shoot
cop
back.
that.
Oh, he blows up, yeah. Yeah.
Silly little
Um,
bastard.
The husband. Okay. And maybe I'm fucking not, like, he tells her that he seems to care about her, correct?
Yes.
Like, he talks to
And
her.
there's the whole
and,
thing about him pulling away from the family.
Yeah, and he says to her, when she realizes, fuck, he tells her basically they're all trying to kill you,
Yep.
right? And I'm going to help you out. He cares about her. And I'm just, all I could think of was like, but then you should never have fucking tried to marry her. Like you should never, if you cared, you know what the potential outcomes could be. These guys are fucking crazy. And I know that he said, you can't elope. You can't elope.
Yep.
And then he also used this line, which I felt was a bit lazy, was like, oh, but you would have left me. If I told you about my family, you would have left me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, that whole thing is hanging on. Oh, you're a low chance of getting hide and seek.
Correct.
This has only happened once in my life.
But
so
you also know that they're a strange group.
Of course.
You know
And he
that
knows
the potential possibility is hide and seek comes up because he was involved in it when he was a kid.
Yes.
It undercuts, like...
It
and
does
again,
undercut it a little bit.
My thing, Jared, was I kind of feel like it would have been better if he was just an asshole.
Well...
and then we could
then
have...
it doesn't work because she looks like an idiot.
No, but...
If she comes into it and he's a real prick...
No. He only turns into a prick when the game comes on.
Yeah.
So she's kind of been, how do we put it?
She's been hoodwinked.
Hoodwinked a little bit. But then you could have made Brody the guy that was trying to help her.
Yeah, I actually think that brings more issues later on.
With Brody trying to help her?
I think it's kind of... No, well, I think it's telegraphed, but I think Alex being the one that's like, I want to help you all along, and then seeing shit that makes him go back to the family, I think that... I've put a bit of thought into how that plays out. I think if he's a prick from the get-go, where do you go at the end?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could have gone somewhere more with, like, they never really commit with Brody either, do they?
Because the whole movie
They kind of have Brody there.
Well, they have Brody there, and I was
as
always
wanting to help her.
I was always being sort of jaded. I was always thinking he's gonna come good in the end in some way.
Yeah.
But I guess what they're hanging on is that you think maybe both of the brothers are going to help her or something like that.
I think that's what they were going for.
But in a way, it still kind of came out as telegraphed that Alex was going to
He's
go
gonna
back to
twist
the
over.
family eventually.
Yeah.
But the whole movie, we've got him, he does try to help her multiple times. He gets kind of beat up by his dad somewhat. I can see the issues for sure, but I think if you go with a turn from him at the start being all in on it, well, then you still introduce... You've still got to pull something together later on.
Yeah. But then again, we could have been more... Because the thing about Brody is that Brody's kind of shady early on.
Yeah, he is. And they talk about how he's drunk and he's hitting on her and all this sort of stuff. But I guess my biggest thing is...
And he kind of makes out like he's going to help her initially. Then he knocks her out at one point.
Yeah.
But again, it kind of feels weird that he did that. Like, it's almost like they play it up.
And they're playing with it. They're playing, I'll give you 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then we'll come again. Like, he's sort of treading the line. I just think if Alex turns from the get-go that actually undermines her character and makes her look stupider
Yeah, that
than
even
what she
I
probably
understand
is.
that. I don't think they got that. They were successful with that.
It wasn't completely successful
No.
with the brothers. There's definitely things I would do better, but I'm not sure. I don't think that's necessarily my issue with it. I've got a bit of a problem with the. It's not a huge problem. The orange tinge to it all.
It
think-
looks.
Well, at times I think it's fine. It gives it a sort of style. It works with that old timey sort of
Yeah. The record player.
the mansion covered in like wood
Yeah.
tones and things. I think it works for that. But then there's a couple of parts where it kind of makes it look a bit murky and
Yeah.
maybe not so great.
Yeah, I mean, there was some minor. That was probably a minor thing, but you're right. There were moments where it didn't work well. There's a couple of jokes that didn't hit for me. I don't get me wrong. I get the idea of the woman like shooting one person in the head, then accidentally fucking 2 minutes later, accidentally fucking. But I felt like we probably didn't necessarily need the second one. And then the person on the ground gurgling, and then we've got fucking what's he trying to cutting her head off. I just found that pretty sort of It didn't work for me.
Fuck, come on.
I was just like,
just open up, have a bit of fun with it. Come on.
This is the thing. I can't. It's hard to explain, but I just couldn't get the fun.
Yeah, look,
The fun didn't come and even with the scenes that were supposed to be like suspenseful, I didn't feel it. I don't know why. It didn't sort of grip me in a way that I felt like it probably should have.
Yeah. So I did get a bit of a laugh out of the kind of gurgle and then Aunt Helene. The part that I have an issue with that is I actually think, is it Emily? I think the character's name is.
Is that the wife?
The one that shoots both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the second shooting was kind of funny. As I said, we got the husband actually getting a few funny lines in there as well. And the gurgle while Zerny's trying to give his bullshit, I think that makes him look like a bit of a dildo again, which is fine with me. I actually think the performance of Emily is a bit much.
In that scene or just generally?
Just in that collection of scenes.
Yeah.
Like when she shoots the first one, it's like it's a little bit. It's at a level that I can go with, but then next thing you know, we get her snorting more coke, and then by the time she kind of gets into that one, she starts sort of wailing like a child and throwing the tantrum, which is where I think maybe it goes too far.
Okay.
And I didn't get as much out of that as I did out of some of the other. I thought some of the other parts of it were sort of pitch perfect with the black humor. I thought the gurgling in the middle of Zerny trying to fucking be king shit again is kind of the start of him unraveling.
Losing the plot.
Yeah, so but I don't think that performance was one of the stronger ones. And if I'm staying on performance, I actually think Andy McDowell's a bit off. When you look at like resume and credentials, she's probably top of the pile.
Yes.
What she's done in her career.
Is it just like she doesn't have a lot to do?
There's a bit of that. There's a bit of she's flat. And when you're talking about the characters that are flat, it's like she's, oh yeah, I love this girl. We finally got a good one. And then immediately can't wait to kill her.
Yeah.
Sort of, I think.
Switches really quickly. Not really. Well, I think
maybe they could have got more out of her if they ramped up what you said, where she's got to fucking pull Zerny into line and say, listen, dickhead, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
I think that's where she would have got.
Shit together, idiot.
Because she could have handled that, but I think she.
Yeah, she kind of gets. Look, I think if you're actually looking at characters, because it's pretty fast moving, I guess it's 90 minutes. Like it's maybe 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time to build character.
No.
Because you have quite a collection of people in there.
Yep.
Quite a number of people. And only a couple of them have like actual things to build around
So
a character-wise.
It's Grace,
Grace, yeah.
Alex, and
Alex.
it's Daniel.
Yes.
That's all you really need.
I mean, Cerny's got a bit going on,
Cerny's
but,
there,
he's
but
fucking-
again, he's not really. His whole character is, this is, I own
Yes.
everything. I run the world,
Yes.
but I'm actually a fucking idiot.
But once you get down
But
below him,
it's not really a huge character arc. It's
No.
just it's a funny. but-
everyone below him is kind of like a couple
Their
of
roles
scenes,
are
maybe.
pretty limited, but you needed to get Grace, Alex, and Daniel right. I think everyone else you can be a bit limited. I think the whole movie hangs on those three.
Oh, of course. I mean, those guys, a lot of them aren't really big players.
Well, where I think it falls down is you're obviously putting a lot on the relationship between the brothers because they're the two kids at the start that are seeing this thing unfold.
There's not a lot there, is that?
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is where my issues with that. I don't think it's bad. Like I said, I think Alex turning when he does and Daniel being the one to help works fine for me. But I think you needed to maybe do more of the two brothers without Grace in a couple of scenes, perhaps, to really sort of
To build that bond
to
or
build
find
it
that.
and drive it home and,
Yeah.
and sort of put together that, okay, maybe they're... And this is where, maybe the comedy doesn't help it. We're going for the humour and we're going for the fast pace and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like maybe you needed something between the brothers to really kind of highlight...
Well, you could have probably had 5 more minutes.
highlight the fucking trauma of when you're like 5 or 6 and we're fucking hunting people. And Aunt Helene, she could have been deepened a little bit more with that
she
because
really,
she
all
goes
she
from...
is just a fucking loose unit who
And
wants to kill everyone.
I get laughs out of that, but you can actually find a little bit of depth there, couldn't you, when you find out that she's the girl that's fucking mortified at the start that they're killing her husband.
Yes.
You get a bit of the tragedy there, and you still get the comedy. You can still get the like...
But that is kind of tragic.
It is, of
Like,
course.
there's
It's
a tragic element to that.
And it's fucking kids running around.
And there's a tragic element to the two brothers,
Well,
right?
if I'm not wrong, Daniel's the one that fucking calls out and says he's here.
Yeah.
And so we're meant to link that to the fact that he's constantly drinking and he's fucking jaded on this
Yeah,
shit.
he's fucked
It's
up
because
by
he's
the whole
fucking
thing.
it's like, I don't know, PTSD would
I
have
don't
been
know.
that kind
We
of realm.
could have got 5 or 10 minutes more
Well, I think
character
if you,
development, and it probably wouldn't have hurt. That
So
much.
I think if you portray Alex as like the supportive brother, if you portray Daniel a bit more damaged
Yes.
by it and kind of explaining some of the stuff, I think that makes it stronger when Daniel helps. He's almost trying to redeem himself.
Yes.
And then Alex seeing Daniel dead holds a bit more weight too because there's a relationship. I think they had the pieces in play, but I think they needed a bit more to hang on in that.
Yeah, they could have used 5 or 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
And I think to flesh those 3
And
characters.
again,
we
you got
talked
someone
about.
like Adam Brody who does pass off that couldn't give a shit about this attitude and kind of, but I think some of that might even keep you guessing a little more about what side he's on and
Yes.
and he's a good enough actor to
Well,
give you a bit
Jared,
of that.
there was enough there to actually have you guessing.
Yeah.
Even in the what they gave us, and his performance had enough to have you guessing it was whether he's going to do something to help her, whether he's just fucking talking it up because he's going to turn on her when he gets the opportunity.
Yep.
Like you weren't 100% sure, so that you 100%. You're correct in saying that the pieces are kind of there. They just could have moved them around the board a little better
Yeah.
and given us that tragedy.
So this is where I kind of sort of disagreed with you a little bit on the Alex stuff, but I also agree with you that this is where I think it needed to be a bit stronger, which would have made where they went
More, acceptable,
Yeah.
and more easier to understand.
Yes.
Because I still think, that there was some grey areas on why he turned,
And
whether or
even at
not
the
it was
end,
because
like-
of the death of Daniel.
When everyone's blowing up, I might have had a bit more sympathy for him while still laughing that they're
When he's
fucking
like,
blowing
"Oh,
up.
no, but I don't want to die.
yeah.
I don't want to die. I just, can we get back together? I mean, I'm not. This isn't really. Oh, it's kind of a dislike, but he turns to her and he goes, we're not getting back together, are we?
Yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah,
that's fucking
yeah.
understatement of the year,
Well,
brother.
that was pretty good.
Like,
Yeah.
like that is the
also
understatement
enjoyed-
of the year.
I also enjoyed where she gets the glimpse of Mr. LaBelle, and then they kind of cut back there, and she just goes, "Fuck."
Yeah. Yeah.
After all this has happened.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
So look, I think
Look, this is a
that
hard one.
that might actually be my biggest issue with the movie. Is I think all those pieces were there to make that part of the story really, really good.
This is a hard one for me because some of the stuff I'm talking about is nebulous. The fun just didn't get to me, and maybe I'm a fucking asshole. I don't know.
Well, confirm.
But it just did something about the viewing just did not raise a level where I was like, I'm having fun here. I'm enjoying this. It just didn't quite make it there for some reason. And that's twice now that I've watched it.
Yeah.
And both times I just did not feel, well, I'm really having fun here. And again, I don't, it's a mixture of things.
You know who did have fun, which I was actually surprised by? Your mate, James Bertinelli.
But, yeah. For some reason,
he gave
he's
it a
having
3
fun.
out of 4.
3 out of 4.
Yeah.
And look, I didn't hate it. It's not hated. It's just that something didn't click for me.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe it was the humour didn't work.
Look, it's not out and out funny. I would agree. I don't think it's like
But there's
burst
no,
out
but it's not.
laughing.
But it's not. There's not enough. Like to me,
other than when Zerny's
when he's going off.
fucking fucked. But
I fucking laughed heavily when
Yeah.
he did that. But what I mean is, you probably didn't need it to be laugh out loud funny because of
No.
it's a mix. It's
I
a
had
horror
it was one of those
comedy
ones where I
mix.
sort of just found myself with a grin on my
Yeah.
face in certain scenes,
And maybe some of that didn't resonate with me. And moments didn't resonate with me. And decisions the character ends up making didn't make sense to me.
yeah,
And because all that doesn't work for me, I just couldn't get into it. And you know, that's a personal thing too. It's like a feeling. Sometimes when you're watching a movie, you feel a certain way, good or bad. You know, like, so I wouldn't have said this was bad. I think it's more like in the middle. I just couldn't quite get over the hump that I needed to get over to say, well, fuck, I'm having some real fun with this.
yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what the sequel brings.
Well, I actually think like having Catherine Newton to bounce off for Samara Weaving.
Well,
might
that's
actually be
going to
a really
help
good play
because
because
she
I like
doesn't
her
have a lot of
as
people
well.
to bounce off
Yeah,
because she's on her own.
Yep.
Giving her someone to connect with while she's on the run could offer an interesting angle to it.
yeah. And there's obviously some of the players involved in the game this time. There's some names that I'm looking forward to seeing in there. So,
Yes. I believe David Cronenberg crops up.
Yeah. Elijah Wood.
Ah,
Looking
yes.
like he's going to be good too.
Yes.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Sean
Yeah.
Hannity.
Yeah, there's some good people there.
Is Nesta Carbonelli in there as well?
Nesta
Carbonelli.
So I've actually got some interest in the sequel,
yeah.
and the reason being is because we've kind of dispensed with the what the fuck's going on. She now knows what's going on.
Is Cronenberg going to be the Henry Zerny?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Is he going to fucking pull out his slasher roots? Where he sees
God,
the
I
girl
hope so.
doing her
God, I
fucking
hope so.
performance art and starts laughing and asking what the
Yeah.
fuck's this?
I
But
hope so. I hope
Look,
so.
I think that's an interesting one to discuss because we have differing opinions.
I get the feeling you might actually enjoy the sequel more.
I get the feeling I will. That there's something about the sequel has like thinking about where Samara Weaving's character's at and then putting her with another character on like they're handcuffed together or whatever. I
Yeah.
feel like that can add a little bit of an angle that was perhaps missing here.
Yeah. I've actually still got a couple of
Dislikes.
dislikes to talk about.
Fuck.
I know I was more favourable, but I certainly didn't think it was without issues. Although the finale is super satisfying with what you get out of the characters.
Yeah.
The one part where I was lacking a little bit of the thrill was I think she needed to kill someone
Yes.
at some point.
I reckon Alex.
No. Not
killed
through
Alex?
the run of the movie.
Or could have killed
Like I said,
what's he?
my part of it would be that that part prior to the finale, that Alex, Daniel, and Aunt Helene are still there, and it plays out sort of as it would, but just with
Yes.
the parts that we were missing.
Hmm.
So I'm looking at Fitch or the sister.
Yes.
Andy McDowell, I think where she gets it is pretty well placed.
Yeah.
But Fitch and the sister, I find once they do that initial killing of the two people and she proves herself to be fucking useless,
Yeah.
we'll get rid of them.
Yes. She could have killed them along the way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. Because remember she sees him fucking chatting on the phone and
Yeah.
whatever. Perfect opportunity to get rid of him because he does nothing. He basically just comes back at the end of the film to blow up.
Yes.
And
Correct.
so does the sister, really.
Yes.
The other candidate for
It
me
could have had a You're Next vibe.
Yeah. The other candidate for me, now that you talk about it, and I think now, you've put out there that you felt this was kind of stupid, and I agree in parts, maybe the third maid.
Yes.
Samara Weaving kills.
Could have killed her.
Because maybe that maid decides she's in on it.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, that would make a little more sense because you've just seen your two fucking colleagues get murdered.
Yeah.
And maybe if I play along,
Yep.
I don't get murdered.
Because I think if there's a bit of that gore and a little bit of the blood and guts in the run of it, that possibly lifts a little bit of the dead spot.
Yeah, maybe. I think you might be right there because she doesn't. I mean, Your Next is not a good comparison, so to speak. But, I mean, maybe that's why. And maybe it's a wrong comparison, but that's what I love about Your Next.
I get that they start that she's underprepared. She doesn't know how to use the gun.
As you would be.
Yeah, but I feel like, could we get one or two in there of just... Because the sister proved herself to be hopeless.
Yeah.
And she was coked to the fucking eyeballs. So I think, like when I was looking at it, I'm like, there's a couple of real candidates to up the gore and stuff, which it looks like they are actually going to do in the sequel. From what I've seen.
Well, but that's because she's now hardened a little bit. And again, that's why I like Your Next, is that character doesn't fucking flinch at all.
No.
It's almost immediate.
And
like
so
she
I think,
gets into the mix of it.
The other one was, it's like, so we don't kill any of them. She thumps the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like...
Good one.
It's
good one,
we're
though.
like, when you account for the credits, we're about 25 minutes from home where she gets the butler and
strangles
starts
him.
strangling him. She doesn't finish him off.
I know.
It's about 20 from home when they have the car accident.
She also
So at
seems to
that
get outside the grounds pretty fucking easily by
Yeah.
just pulling a piece of...
By that point, you know that we're probably not going to kill. We're probably not going to get it. At that point, you know we're heading for the resolution. So we're heading for whatever their end game is, and they keep talking about. They'd already mentioned the sacrifice or whatever. So we kind of get to that point, and it's like, okay, well, we know there's not going to be a kill of somebody here. We go straight into the let's resolve the brothers angle and let's kill Andy McDowell, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, there was a run in the middle there where you were sort of saying there's a bit of repetition.
Yeah, we
where I
could have
think
found a nice place
needed
to put something.
We needed to just get a kill. And maybe that's, like when she's figuring out how to use the gun, we kill the fucking third maid because she decides the other two died, so I'm going to fucking play my card by I'm going to get her for the family and prove my worth or something like that.
Yes, because that could have actually
Because that's what
worked.
the butler was. He was in on it. So maybe the third maid decides, well, fuck, I am too now. So
Well, I actually, for some reason, I've forgotten this, and I did like the fact that the ammunition was all for show.
yeah.
But, I mean, you could have blown the fucking butler's head off.
Well, yeah, you could have done something like that.
I thought for a second she was going to blow his fucking head off.
Yeah, there's definitely ways to go here, I think. Yeah, that was part of it that I think could have been
better,
pumped up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I was just lack of the blood and whatever that I've seen coming in the second trailer.
Yeah, maybe there's a feeling that I
actually recalled it being a little more bloody than it actually was, but it was more what you were saying, where she got hurt.
Yeah, she got hurt a bit.
Yeah.
Like she's covered in shit.
Yep.
I I mean, admittedly, everyone blows up and fucking spreads themselves all over her at the end. So I guess you no surprise you fucking covered in blood. Is that it for you?
That's it.
All right, that was Ready or Not. We will probably try and catch the sequel very soon, maybe, and
Certainly.
try and get that
I'll
in
be
there.
there.
You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes and Spotify, anywhere else you get your podcasts. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com, and Instagram at thrillmepodcastau. Keep an eye on the Facebook page to see what we cover next. But until next time, take it easy, everyone, and we'll catch you all later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.